Hello everyone, my name is Maureen. Welcome back to my little English page. Today is our weekly listening practice, but as you can see, today it is pre-recorded because I am on holidays, but we are going to do exactly the same thing. Now before we start, just remember that you could become a patron. Become a patron. That would give you a big shout out on Saturday, today, and also a big shout out on Instagram with, of course, my undying love and gratitude. Now, how can you do that? By just, you can become a patron twice. By just getting me a little cup of coffee at www.coffee.com. So, today, as usual, we are going to do a little bit of listening practice. Then we'll have a look at some vocabulary and we'll finish with a little bit of comprehension. So, let me get started straight away and introduce this week's wonderful special feature. So, today we have a wonderful teacher called David who is running Speak Like David. So, that's David. That's his YouTube channel. There's a link in the description to his channel, of course, down below. So make sure that you click on it, check out his channel, subscribe, press the bell button. It's a wonderful channel, so please do check it. Okay, so David has a little message for you guys. He's going to tell you a little bit about him and give you a lovely, well, actually 2 listening tips. So, are you ready? Let's listen to it.
Hello everybody on my little English page. My name is David and I run a page called Speak Like David, hashtag Fluent Like a Boss. And here's something interesting about me. I am not a native English speaker. English is not my mother tongue, but I do speak it like it's my first language. And I really believe that each and every one of you can speak English fluently like it's your first language too. So today I'm going to share with you one really important listening tip that you can use in the real world when you're actually out there communicating with other English speakers. So my real world face-to-face conversation listening tip is this: paraphrase. When you're talking to somebody face-to-face, there's so much information available to you. You don't have to just rely on the words that are coming out of their mouth. You have the context of the conversation. Where are you? What time is it? What day of the week is it? What's going on around you? What's your relationship with them? What are their facial expressions like? What are their gestures like? What kind of body language are they using? All of this can give you cues as to what they are trying to communicate. And you piece that together with the few words that you can catch from listening to them, and you can understand what they're saying, but you might not be 100% sure. So what do? You paraphrase. What you can do is just repeat back to them what you think they're saying using your own words. It doesn't have to be exactly what they say word for word. Use your own words to try and best explain what you think you're hearing, and just check. And if you're correct in what you understood, they'll say, yes, that's right, that's what I said, that's what I mean. If you're wrong, that's okay. They'll correct you, they'll explain what they really mean and help you understand what they're trying to communicate with you. So those are my 2 tips, kind of combined into one. Number 1, pay attention to all of the other information that you have. Number 2, paraphrase and repeat back to the other person what you think they're saying, and just check if you understand them right.
All right, thank you, David, for these 2 wonderful tips. I hope that all of you guys out there watching will apply those tips. If you find them useful, please let me know in the comment section below. Now, I have a few words to go over before we start. So, the fable today is The Father and His Sons. Usually I have to explain a few words in the title itself, but I've decided to teach you 2 other words related to family. The first word today is relatives. Relatives is basically another word for family members. And then the next word that I want to teach you today is siblings. and that refers to your brothers and sisters. Alright, so make sure that you grab a pen and a paper in case you're not comfortable writing the answers in the comment section. So we're going to have a total of 10 gaps, but each gap can have from 1 to 3 words each time. Are you ready? Let's go!
A father had a family of sons who were perpetually quarreling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disputes by his exhortations, he determined to give them a practical illustration of the evils of disunion. And for this purpose, he one day told them to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he placed the faggot into the hands of each of them in succession, and ordered them to break it in pieces. They tried with all their strength, and were not able to do it. He next opened the faggot, took the sticks separately, one by one, and again put them into his son's hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them in these words: "My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as this faggot, uninjured by all the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as these sticks."
Alright, how did that go? Let's play it one more time.
A father had a family of sons who were perpetually quarreling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disputes by his exhortations, he determined to give them a practical illustration of the evils of disunion. And for this purpose, he one day told them to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he placed the faggot into the hands of each of them in succession, and ordered them to break it in pieces. They tried with all their strength, and were not able to do it. He next opened the faggot, took the sticks separately, one by one, and again put them into his son's hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them in these words: "My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as this faggot, uninjured by all the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as these sticks."
Alright guys, I'm very curious to hear if you found this fable easier or more difficult than last time. Last time we had another American teacher. Now we know that David is not American, but if I had to choose an accent, I would say that his accent is a little bit more American. So I'm going to play it one more time, but this time I will stop the audio in between to give you a bit more time to think and to write down your answers.
A father had a family of sons who were perpetually quarreling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disputes by his exhortations, he determined to give them a practical illustration of the evils of disunion. And for this purpose, he one day told them to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he placed the faggot into the hands of each of them in succession, and ordered them to break it in pieces. They tried with all their strength, and were not able to do it. He next opened the faggot, took the sticks separately, one by one, and again put them into his son's hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them in these words: "My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as this faggot, uninjured by all the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as these sticks."
All right. So we are done with the exercise. Now, time to check the answers.
A father had a family of sons who were perpetually quarreling among themselves. When he failed to heal their disputes by his exhortations, he determined to give them a practical illustration of the evils of disunion. And for this purpose, he one day told them to bring him a bundle of sticks. When they had done so, he placed the faggot into the hands of each of them in succession, and ordered them to break it in pieces. They tried with all their strength, and were not able to do it. He next opened the faggot, took the sticks separately, one by one, and again put them into his sons' hands, upon which they broke them easily. He then addressed them in these words: My sons, if you are of one mind and unite to assist each other, you will be as this faggot, uninjured by all the attempts of your enemies. But if you are divided among yourselves, you will be broken as easily as these sticks.
Okay, so how many points did you get, guys? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so now time to have a look at some interesting vocabulary that I found in the fables. The first word today is perpetually. Perpetually. If you know what it means, write it in the chat. The answer is never ending. That means it continues and continues and goes on and on and on and on. Next word is to quarrel. I believe we have already seen this word in another Saturday Live. If you're not familiar with it, that's fine, but if you know it already, write it in the comment section. And the answer is to argue, to fight verbally. Next word, exhortation. That one I was not familiar with and I had to check it. But remember, guys, we are all learning. Learning a language should not be something that is finite. It is something that will continue forever. So there's always going to be new words no matter what your level. So exhortation refers to encouragement or insistence. Next, we have disunion. Disunion. So if you think about it, it has the word union in it and dis, which is a negative prefix. So it's probably referring to the opposite of union, and it is separation. So yeah, the opposite. Then we have a bundle of. A bundle of. In this case, we talk about a bundle of sticks. It could be other words, of course, and this refers to a collection of, a bunch of, okay? For example, a bunch of flowers. It's fairly similar. It means a group of. Now, the next word, I want you to be very careful with the next word. In the context of the fable, it's a perfectly appropriate word, but it can also be an extremely rude and offensive word, so please only use it in this particular context. So here we had the word faggot, a faggot. Now this refers to a bundle of sticks tied together, okay? So you have many sticks, you put them all together and you tie them, okay? This is what a faggot is. But again, guys, only use it in this context. You don't want to be rude or offend anybody. Yeah? Good. Next word is, I think you're familiar with it, but I still put it in there, in succession, and I chose a synonym, which is in a row. In a row, okay? Successively, one after the other. And finally, we have two more words, guys. The next one is assist. We have already seen this word before as well, but I know it's quite a common mistake that a word that you commonly mistake because it is a false friend in many languages. So here it means to help. To help. You assist someone, you help someone. And finally, the last word, which is a word we saw last week, so you should be very familiar with it. It is attempt. Attempt. In this case, it is a noun, but it can also be a verb. And it means try or effort. Okay, fantastic, guys. So now I'm curious to hear what you think. What is the moral of the story according to you? Phrase that in your own words and let me know in the comment section below. Alright, time to move on to our bye-bye slide, guys. So, as you know, you can become a patron and get a big shout out on Saturday morning, today. To do that, all you have to do is get me a little cup of coffee. Where? At www.coffee.com. Alright guys, so the next live will be on Thursday this week, on Thursday the 8th at 4 p.m, our usual time. Feel free to ask for a specific comment in the comment section and I'll see what I can do. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the activity interesting, if not at least fun, or that you just got to hear a little bit of English spoken at a natural pace. Thank you so much for coming. I hope to see you next Thursday and next Saturday. And of course, keep on learning. Bye-bye. So guys, if you are curious and you want to hear me speak French, my native language, make sure to check the video that I released last week on how to pronounce the alphabet.